Some harrowing allegations have come to light about Lizzo from her 3 former backup dancers Noel Rodriguez, Ariana Davis, and Crystal Williams. The women claimed that the singer was guilty of creating a hostile work environment, accusing her for abetting and taking part in sexual, religious, and racial harassment, weight shaming, disability discrimination, and false imprisonment, among other allegations in a lawsuit filed last Tuesday. While many of Lizzo's celebrity friends have spoken out in defense of the singer, saying that they've never experienced any of the behavior the singer was accused of, rallying around her with public messages of support. Many others have actually done the complete opposite, telling their own stories about negative experiences they've had at the hands of Lizzo, and some just flat out condemning her misconduct. Today, we are going to be counting down the top 10 celebrities that refuse to work with Lizzo. Coming in at number 10 is Perez Hilton. The notoriously disrespectful gossip blogger took to commenting on the singer's Notes app apology in response to the allegations made about her that was posted on Instagram 4 days ago. Hilton wrote, "Many people came forward who were not terminated by you and who were not affiliated with the lawsuit to furrow the claims of the dancers and spoke on record. This is in reference to Lizzo mentioning in the apology that the claims were coming from former employees who have publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. This negated the fact that many other people she worked with in the past have also come out with their own stories of her undesirable behavior and had nothing to gain from doing so. Many people have joked that this was the most competent take that Perez has ever made, and that he was one of the most logical celebrities to have ever said anything about the situation. Man, bar sure is low." Our number 9 spot concerns the director who dropped out of her documentary. After the lawsuit from the former dancers went public, more of Lizzo's former employees are speaking out in support of them. Oscar-nominated filmmaker Sophia Nolly Allison says that she dropped out as director of Lizzo's documentary in 2019 after facing mistreatment from her. In an Instagram story posted earlier this month, Allison states that, quote, "In 2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant, self-centered, and unkind she is. I was gaslit and deeply hurt, but I've healed. Reading these reports made me realize how dangerous of a situation this is. This kind of power happens too often." Another person who was part of the attempted documentary in 2019, Charlene Sanchez, backed up filmmaker Allison's claim on Instagram, writing, "This is all true. I had to vent to so many friends about it. It was such a small crew and the experience of working with Lizzo was a nightmare." Safe to say that these two probably won't work anywhere close to Lizzo ever again. At number 8 is Lizzo's former creative director, Quinn Whitney Wilson. Just hours after the 3 women who danced backup for Lizzo came forward with the allegation, Lizzo's former creative director Wilson and dancer Courtney Hollenquist claimed that they experienced similar treatment. In an Instagram story posted last Tuesday, Hollenquist wrote, "For clarification, I'm not part of this lawsuit, and this was very much my experience in my time there. Big shout out to the dancers who had the courage to bring this to light." Soon after, Wilson shared a screenshot of Hollenquist's statement to her own Instagram story where she said she was, quote, "echoing everything that was already being said." Wilson went on to say, "I haven't been a part of that world for around 3 years for a reason. I very much applaud the dancers' courage to bring this to light, and I grieve for parts of my own experience. I'd appreciate space to understand my feelings." To which Hollenquist replied to the creative director saying, "My sister forever, only if you know what we've been through. Love you, Quinn." No word has been made from the current creative directors or dancers, obviously, but I wonder if these posts have altered Lizzo's behavior toward her staff in any way. At number 7 are her former dancers, Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez, who I'm sure will never work with Lizzo again because of both their negative experience, and I'm also sure Lizzo never wants to see them again, just a guess. The lawsuit they filed claims that the singer once pressured Davis to inappropriately touch a nude performer and eat bananas protruding from the performers while in Amsterdam. The women say they were shocked about how little regard Lizzo showed for the bodily autonomy of her employees and those around her. The suit also says Lizzo pressed Davis for an explanation as to why she seemed less bubbly and vivacious than she did prior to this tour starting. Davis argues that the questions were, quote, "thinly veiled concerns about her weight gain, which Lizzo had previously called attention to after noticing it at the South by Southwest Music Festival." The complaint also accused a dance captain, Shirlene Quigley, of religious harassment, of which Lizzo oversaw and abetted. Quigley allegedly monitored Davis's virginity and singled out Rodriguez as a non-believer. The women also claimed that Lizzo approached Rodriguez and began, quote, "aggressively yelling profanities, cracking her knuckles, and balling her fists, apparently preparing herself to, quote, attack," which led Lizzo allegedly having to be restrained. Additionally, Davis alleges that this happened after she, quote, "was confined to a room against her will and told that she wasn't allowed to leave unless she submitted to a search of the contents of her phone." The dancers also claimed that they faced racial harassment from Lizzo's management team, alleging that they treated the black members of the dance team differently than the other members. Davis claims that she was fired for recording a meeting without Lizzo's knowledge, but says she believes her termination was due to her aforementioned weight gain. Williams was also terminated for alleged budget cuts just weeks after being wrongfully accused of drinking on the job, while Rodriguez resigned. At number 6 is Jillian Michaels. The Biggest Loser personality had some choice words for Lizzo during an appearance on BuzzFeed News' AM2DM show in January. Michaels decided to challenge co-host Alex Berg's praise for the open body positivity from celebrities like Lizzo and plus-size model Ashley Graham. On the show, Berg said, "I love that they're putting images out there that we don't normally get to see, of bodies that we don't normally get to see celebrated." To which Michaels insensitively responded, "Why are we celebrating Lizzo's body? Why does it matter? Why aren't we celebrating her music? Now this seems like a fine thing to say, I guess. Why do we focus on anyone's appearance instead of their work?" But she continued by saying offensive comments, associating her weight unnecessarily with poor nutrition and diabetes. This was not the feminist reframe Jillian thought she was making by taking the focus away from her body and focusing on her music, but instead said that her body is not something that she should take pride in at all. These comments are obviously stigmatizing fat bodies, even if that was not Michael's intention. Comments like this were echoed after Lizzo's allegations surfaced, as many take the opportunity to be fatphobic whenever they see the chance. Obviously, this is never okay, and also takes away from the serious claims of the victims, one of which was literally weight shaming, so it seems strange and counterintuitive to be fatphobic in any way during this lawsuit. At her halfway point is Kanye West. Back in 2022, Kanye randomly decided to throw a blow at Lizzo for a similar reason to Jillian. During one of his many Fox News interviews with Tucker Carlson, he made some unsurprisingly offensive comments about the singer's weight. His quote parroted some strange conspiracy theory that the media wants to put out this perception that being overweight is the new goal when it's actually unhealthy, referring to a fake concept of whenever Lizzo announces she's losing weight, these quote bots attack her for doing so. This does not exist, but Kanye calls this false phenomena demonic. Lizzo seemingly responded to Kanye days later while doing a show in Toronto, but did not mention the disgraced singer by name, saying that it seems like everybody in America has her name in their mouth for no reason. It seems highly unlikely that either of these singers would ever work together to begin with. At number 4 is the Raisens. Back in October of 2019, songwriting brothers Justin and Jeremiah Raisin claimed that they attended a writing session with Lizzo, Jesse St. John, and Yves Rothman in 2017. The group proceeded to write a song entitled Healthy, which includes the now infamous TikTok trend line, "I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bleep." Lizzo went on to feature this line in her hit single Truth Hurts, which prompted the Raisin brothers to accuse Lizzo of plagiarizing it without even giving them the good grace of crediting them in the song in an Instagram story that read, "We were never contacted about being credited for the use of the parts of Healthy that appear in Truth Hurts. The only people credited for the song are Lizzo, producer Ricky Reed, producer Tele, and Jesse St. John. Everyone except the Raisins." The brothers continued the post by saying, "After reaching out to Ricky Reed and Lizzo's team about fixing it, we put the song in dispute in 2017 when it came out. We've tried to sort this out quietly for the last 2 years, only asking for 5% each, but we're shut down every time. Coming forward publicly to friends, families, artists, and colleagues seems to be the only way at this point in relieving some of our emotional distress caused by this." Lizzo ended up denying all of these claims, but did give credit to Mina Lioness for sharing a meme that included the now famous line. In August 2018, Lioness tweeted, "If she thought I had the autonomy to truly challenge her and assert my rights, she would have given me the writer's credit immediately. We didn't have the same idea, it was my tweet that was taken from Twitter and put into a song. Now everybody believes that they were her words, when in fact they were mine, my creativity, my wit, and my comedy." Lioness is now credited as a co-writer on the track, but it would be surprising if the Raisin brothers ever decided to collaborate with Lizzo again after this scuffle. At number 3 is BTS. Lizzo openly said some pretty inappropriate comments about BTS in a CBS interview where she listened to the K-pop band's music for the first time. She said she would collaborate with the boys, but her comments took an unnecessarily risque turn when she mentioned she wouldn't be able to focus on making music because she wouldn't be able to keep her hands off them. She said this in an obviously more graphic way, and although it sounds like she was saying it as a joke of some sort, people did not find it funny at all. Many fans of BTS rightfully criticized Lizzo for being extremely disrespectful. This clip has resurfaced again as the lawsuit became public, to which many people were upset with because it seemed like people were grasping at straws to cancel her more to up clicks, views, and engagement. A runner-up is Taylor Swift. In an Instagram Live, Lizzo spoke to her 13.5 million followers, praising Beyonce's concert in Warsaw, calling her one of the best out there, when she proceeded to say, "The most popular person of today isn't even comparable to what Beyonce is doing," and many of Taylor's fans believe it was aimed at her due to the singer recently making record-breaking sales for her Eras tour and currently dominating the charts. Lizzo never mentioned Swift by name, but that didn't stop fans from supporting Swift on TikTok, sharing the clip of Lizzo's live, saying that there's no reason for Lizzo to shade her or even attempt to compare the two. I personally don't think that she meant this comment to be aimed at anyone, as it seems like a blanket statement about no one in the industry doing anything as good as Beyonce, but to each their own. We've all gotta keep busy, I suppose. Our number 1 spot goes to Pitchfork. In April of 2019, after Cause I Love Love You began to pick up a slew of positive reviews, Pitchfork published a quote, lukewarm review of the record. The reviewer gave the record a 6.5 out of 10 and called Lizzo, quote, clearly a talent. But it was not positive enough for Lizzo, who later tweeted, people who review albums and don't make music themselves should be unemployed. Lizzo later deleted this tweet, but geez, doesn't she have enough money to brush off a 6.5 out of 10? That's not even that bad. But I doubt Pitchfork would ever dare to touch Lizzo again after this outburst. And that is our list of the top 10 celebrities that refuse to work with Lizzo. Let us know if you forgot anyone in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.